explorers will dive beneath the Antarctic ice shelf, looking for life. Chill-proof divers are about to plunge beneath the Ross Ice Shelf in Antarctica in an attempt to figure out how global warming is affecting the diverse array of life that hangs out there. And for the first time, they are recording 360-degree video of the entire 6-week expedition to create a virtual reality experience of the mysterious polar environment above and below the ice. The aim of the outreach is to raise awareness about the unique and fragile Antarctic coastal under-ice ecosystems and the broader effect climate change might have on the ecosystems and the whole planet. Alf Norko, a marine biologist at Helsinki University, said in a statement. Norko is one of 3 Finnish members of the expedition, along with University of Helsinki marine biologist Joanna Norko, who is also married to Alf Norko, and the explorer and photographer Patrick Degerman, which set out Thursday, October 26, from Scott Base in Antarctica. In photos, diving beneath Antarctica's Ross Ice Shelf, in addition to their scientific studies and diving duties beneath the ice shelf, the Finnish team members are responsible for shooting the 360-degree video and keeping the world informed through a series of regular updates, photographs and videos on their Facebook page. Science Under the Ice. Last week, the team from Finland joined 6 researchers from New Zealand's National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research and the University of Auckland at Scott Base, on Ross Island in McMurdoch Sound in the New Zealand Antarctic Territory, a short distance from the large U.S. Antarctic base, McMurdoch Station. The digital equipment for the social media component of the expedition includes 32 cameras, 3 drones, a remote-controlled drone submarine and countless batteries, the team said. Their updates, photographs and digital recordings will be sent from the field through scheduled communications over satellite telephone to a backup team at the University of Helsinki. They also have 5 360-degree video cameras to shoot the virtual reality record of their work, which will become available in early 2018, after it can be processed and edited back in Finland. Bad weather and low visibility delayed their departure for several days, but yesterday, the expedition members made the journey to their first camp on the Ross Ice Shelf, near New Harbour in the Ross Sea, about 50 miles, 80 kilometers, from Scott Base. Joanna Norko told Live Science in an email that the expedition team would spend about 20 days diving and taking samples from the seafloor at New Harbour before moving on to a second site on the ice at Cape Evans on Ross Island, about 18 miles, 30 kilometers, from Scott Base. Depending on the weather and ice conditions, the team would reach the new site either by helicopter, or by traversing the sea ice, with the expedition equipment being pulled by Hagland and piston bully snow vehicles, she said. The gear for the entire 9-member expedition was considerable, Joanna Norko added: scientific gear, camera equipment, computers, dive gear, dive compressors, hull melters, generators, heaters, 2 skydoos for transport around the camp, tents, sleeping bags, personal clothing, kitchen gear, cookers, a few hundred kilos of food, first aid supplies, radios, satellite phones, a toilet tent, pee canisters and poo buckets, and lots of fuel. Southernmost ecosystem. Both sites on the Ross Ice Shelf were chosen because they will allow comparison studies to be made with the results of previous expeditions, Joanna Norko explained. The objective of this diving expedition is to examine the sensitivity of Antarctic seafloor communities to climate change, Norko said. This area is special, because it is the most southerly marine ecosystem on the planet. The team made their first visit to the sites in 2001 and several times since then. Each time the seafloor communities have been sampled in a standardized way, so these sites are so-called monitoring sites, where we can start assessing whether there have been any changes, she said. 7 of the 9-member team would be diving beneath the ice, and they hope to complete 4 dives each day by 2-person diving teams, for a total of 60 dives during their 6 weeks of field work on the ice shelf, Joanna Norko said. Safety while diving under the ice will be a top priority, she said. Whenever 2 divers enter the water, One safety diver will be suited up on the surface and ready to jump in immediately if there is a problem. The divers will also be attached to ropes and can communicate with team members at the surface through rope pulls, she said. The water temperatures will be around 28.6 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 1.9 degrees Celsius, which is below the normal freezing point because of the high salinity, so the divers could get very cold in a 45-minute dive despite their thick diving suits, she said. There is also a danger of their metal regulators freezing up, which means they have to carry extra tanks and regulators. In addition, for each dive the expedition members will need to melt 2 access holes into 10-foot thick, 3 meters, ice, so that one could be used as a safety hole if the divers could not return through the main hole, she said. The greatest risk is posed by seals, who in general are harmless, but who might take a fancy to our nice dive holes and just decide to occupy them, Joanna Norco said. A 300-kilogram, 660 pounds, seal that does not want to move away from your dive hole is a bit of a problem,